Noah, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Very happy to have you, buddy. So, first off, why don't you tell me a little bit about your company, Social Snowball?
Sure. Yeah. So, on the highest level overview, we are an affiliate and referral marketing platform for e-commerce brands. So, any brand that wants to maybe partner with influencers or turn their customers into affiliates or ambassadors, our software is basically the tools that they could use to track sales, give the affiliates links and codes to share on social media with their friends, send gifts or free products to the influencers, give, dashboards to them, and basically just have like one place to manage all of that along with like the payments that they would be sending to them as well.
No, that's great. And so I'm curious what um usually they say an idea comes from solving a problem or a business comes from solving a problem. I'm curious what are some of the problems with current referral methods?
Totally. Yeah, it's a really great question. I think like the macro trend that, we kind of discovered, and it's a huge reason why we build Social Snowball, is the type of affiliate that brands partner with changed a lot over the past like 10 years. So
Mhm.
10 years ago in the e-commerce world, if you were to say the word affiliate to anyone, the only like affiliate that brands are partnering with, and now I refer to these as like the legacy affiliate, and this is like publishers, bloggers, review sites, like top 10 listicle articles, like that's sort of what the word affiliate meant. And brands would partner with these types of like content and PR affiliates. They'd create blogs and stuff like that. And then, they would get commission for the sales that they drive through that. And those types of affiliates are still important today. I wouldn't say that, brands shouldn't partner with those, but it's undeniable that there's also like a new type of affiliate that brands are partnering with. And this is, even more popular now. And these I refer to as the modern affiliate. And this is like ambassadors, social media influencers,
Mhm.
TikTok creators, like that whole umbrella of like these newer age affiliates. And what we realized, when I was, because before building Social Snowball, I was on the merchant side of the brand world, so I was building my own stores and helping other brands build stores. And whenever I would build an affiliate program and I would use software to build that affiliate program, what I realized is all of those softwares that existed before Social Snowball for building affiliate programs were really just focused on making on enabling partnerships with that legacy affiliate. So everything was kind of built with like these bloggers and publishers in mind. And when you tried to onboard like what I was referring to as these modern affiliates onto a software platform that was really built for the publishers, it was just a nightmare of an experience.
Mm.
It just was not built for a customer or a TikTok creator by any means, and it wasn't pretending to be either. So everything from onboarding to generating links and codes to dashboards to payments was just incredibly manual, incredibly time consuming, and incredibly confusing for the affiliates and frustrating for the brands to manage. So when I kind of realized that there's all these brands wanting to partner with these new types of affiliates, and these new types of affiliates are generating incredible revenue,
Mhm.
like I realized there's no software that's really focused on making that type of partnership as simple, intuitive, and frictionless as possible. So that's essentially how the idea for Social Snowball came to be.
Mhm. No, that's great. And so what I'm hearing you say is you've been able to actually automate affiliate onboarding, right? So I'm curious more specifically how you're able to do that because that seems clearly to me what such a big hurdle is kind of having everyone all hands on deck to try to streamline that or I don't know, to onboard these affiliates. And it seems like a lot of time. And then it's not even as, streamlined as it should be. So I'm curious how you were able to automate that onboarding process more specifically.
Totally. Yeah, that was a huge piece of focus for us, especially when we first launched. That was like the biggest. I mentioned like when you try to use these outdated affiliate softwares for like customers and creators, everything breaks. I think like a huge piece
Yeah.
of that was affiliate onboarding. And there's others too we could talk about, but that's definitely a big one. So what we realized is like there's no reason that you shouldn't have all of your customers as affiliates. That's like a no-brainer for any brand. If a customer likes you enough to buy from you, there's a good chance they're already talking about you. And there's no reason that you wouldn't want to maximize the customer acquisition that you get from that. And if you have, one of these traditional affiliate programs where, if a customer wanted to sign up to it, they would have to, let's say after they make a purchase, navigate back to your site, dig to find a link in your footer navigation, fill out this massive ugly application on an external URL, then wait for someone on your team to go and approve their application. Then they could go into their dashboard. Then they have to generate a link and code manually. Like there's so many steps that it took for a customer to join an affiliate program. And like customers are used to like this, one click checkout or whatever. Like everything for a customer has to be like the smoothest experience
Mm-hmm.
possible. So what we built with Social Snowball is we have the ability to turn customers into affiliates automatically and basically remove all of the friction from that onboarding process. And so how it works is whenever a new customer is placing an order on a brand store, before that customer even makes it to the order confirmation page, we can take their order data from Shopify checkout and use that to automatically generate them an affiliate account, automatically generate them a custom tracking link or discount code with their name in it, and then give all of that to them natively on the thank you page by the time they complete their purchase. So there's no like pop up or click here to get your code or fill out this form or application page or anything. 100% of the customers will have their affiliate code and link generated for them. They can share it natively right from thank you page in a click. And then also we have like a lot of integrations for deeper post-purchase touch points like email and SMS so that you can send them their links and codes in other parts of their post-purchase journey as well and send strategic
Mm-hmm.
reminders and stuff like that as well. So this is really cool because it's basically like throwing a net over your entire audience, bringing everyone into your affiliate program rather than like a couple customers here and there, maybe if you're lucky, seeking it out and like filling out a form and then waiting for it to be approved and then sharing. This just removes all of that friction. And the result is just a much higher customer to affiliate activation
Mm-hmm.
rate, which is the goal of a feature like that. And the result of that is just, more meaningful customer acquisition from your customer referral program instead of it just being like, a loyalty program where they get points or coupons. These customers are actual affiliates, so we can pay them in cash all through the software as
Mm-hmm.
well, and customers appreciate that, and that gets them excited to drive more referrals. And yeah, the results are really awesome.
No, that's amazing. I'm curious how you're able, at least the system is able to track these referrals through various platforms and channels, because that's kind of part of your big selling point, right? Is that you're able to track these referrals through a lot of different avenues. How are you able to do that?
Yeah, really great question. So we have three main attribution systems with Social Snowball. So the first one, and one of my personal favorites still, is discount codes. The reason it's one of my favorite
Uh-huh.
is because when you use a discount code to track sales, a discount code is the only attribution method that jumps from device to device. And what I mean by that is if someone sees a social media post, let's say on Instagram, that an affiliate posted about a product and they want to buy it, but they'd rather buy on their laptop. If they click on the link on Instagram on their phone and then buy on their laptop, there's no way you're tracking that sale if they're just using like a cookie or a UTM link.
Mm.
But with a discount code, they'll see like, oh, use this discount to get 15% off. You better believe they're going to remember that discount code or save that discount code or refer back to that discount
Yeah.
code and then type it in manually on their laptop. And then we'll still have attribution for that sale, even though the user jumped from one platform to another when they made the purchase. So that's really powerful. And there's
Cool.
not a lot of systems that have, not a lot of attribution systems out there that have that ability to jump from one platform to another. So I think that's really cool. Beyond that, we do have like cookie tracking, UTM link tracking. So, we could track sales through a link and apply a cookie to the browser, and you could adjust the attribution window for that cookie. We are able to do stuff like that. And then the third method, which I think is actually, definitely my top favorite choice, because this is a proprietary technology we built in Social Snowball, and it's something called safe links. And essentially, the reason that we built safe links was not necessarily just to provide like a stronger attribution system, but it was more with a specific purpose to eliminate affiliate codes from leaking to coupon sites. Because the only problem with static codes that I was talking about as that first attribution method, although they do have a lot of pros, the problem is when they get picked up by Honey or get like leaked to any coupon website,
Sure.
it turns into an attribution disaster. And for brands that are doing bigger numbers, like that attribution disaster could lose them tons of money as well, because they're giving out all these discounts to customers that weren't referred from the affiliate that had that code. So
Mm-hmm.
those customers weren't supposed to get that discount. That's not even that bad. The worst part is that the affiliates are usually getting paid commission for those sales of sales they didn't refer, because the code is just blasted all over the web. And so
Yeah.
the affiliate gets overpaid. Then you realize that the code leaked, and then you have to negotiate with the affiliate how much they were overpaid, but you can't really prove how much they were overpaid, and then the affiliate gets pissed, and it damages the relationship. It's
What a
just
nightmare.
it's a domino effect of nightmares. Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially, what we built was a product called Safe Links, which is essentially a coupon code replacement, is how you could think of it. So wherever an affiliate would be sharing a code, they would share this link instead. So instead of like, use my code to get 10% off, you could say like, click my link to get 10% off, for example. And a safe link looks just like a normal affiliate link, indistinguishable. But the key difference in functionality is that every single shopper who clicks on a safe link, once they get taken to the store, will have a unique single use code generated for them to use during their shopping session instantly. So if I'm an influencer and I post on Instagram and like, click the link in my bio or swipe up or whatever to get a discount, every single shopper that clicks on that link, they will get a different single use code for them to use during their purchase. So they still get a code. That code could still be taken from phone to laptop. So you still have that like multi-platform attribution that we were talking about. But if any of those codes leak to a coupon site, it doesn't matter because they're all single use and everyone gets a unique one. So every customer still gets the discount and every affiliate still has a mechanism that they can share with their audience or with their friends that allows them to pass along a discount, but without the risk of the code leaking. So that's definitely my favorite attribution method. But yeah, I mean, within Social Snowball, you definitely have like, you could kind of get, as technical as you want, configuring the different ways you want to track.
And I'm curious because the influencers are kind of like the linchpin of the whole social snowball ecosystem, right? I'm curious how you decide, or if they themselves decide, what influencers are paired with what specific products. Is that something that your client decides, or how does that process kind of work?
Yeah, that's something that the brand would decide. They could create different programs in Social Snowball that have, different products that are eligible for referrals and different commission levels, and they could onboard different influencers or different customers, however they want to, into different programs. Based on anything, they could do it themselves. They could do it based on different sign-up pages that lead to different programs, or they could, create even performance milestones, which is like, refer over 10 friends and then get this commission and this free product. And we could automate all of that as well. So it definitely depends on what the merchant's trying to do.
Okay. And what is the influencer marketing playbook? I know that's kind of part of the Social Snowball brand. And in addition, what can companies learn from a resource like that?
Yeah, so I mean that's one of like 4 or so like playbooks that we've created that just kind of educate our audience and our users on how to run different influencer strategies, because we could build the best software in the world and the best tracking, the best payment system and everything, but if people don't have a really strong strategy for affiliate, then like, we're only providing so much value. So that's something that we've been putting a lot of focus into, is just education. And we really put a lot of work into all these pieces of content that we create. So the influencer marketing playbook specifically was a playbook that we collaborated with just like, 15 really, really strong industry experts like Nick Sharma, Jason Wong, Rob Fraser, Chris Mead, just like a lot of e-commerce experts that all have their own unique strategies. And we interviewed all of them, and then we used all of their techniques and what they taught us to create like an influencer playbook. And we were able to kind of consolidate all of their expertise into like maybe like 5 or so different specific strategies with like examples and case studies. So that's, one piece of content we created. We've, done, we more recently did like a TikTok creator marketing guide, which was really cool. Where we talked about like this new TikTok creator strategy that brands are using that's been crushing. That's like a really fun one. And then even more recently, we did like a BFCM one for affiliate and referral, because like Black Friday is coming up right now. So yeah, that's just something that we kind of are always creating content around, is these different strategies.
And is there like a specific misconception about influencer marketing that you talk about in this playbook? I mean, for example, do influencers actually use the products that they're getting paid to promote? I mean, what are some of the rumors that we'd love to give you the opportunity to dispel right now?
Sure. Well, I think like, people sometimes think that if they just work with a bigger influencer that they're going to get more reach and that's going to lead to more traffic and more sales. I think that's like a decent misconception. And I say like more recently, people are starting to realize that the micro influencers have the best engagement, but it's not only just that micro influencers have the best engagement, but they usually like their audience usually resonates with them on specific niches. So like if you can find micro influencers that like let's just say for example like a fishing micro influencer like very niche towards one thing, like they're
Hmm.
not going to promote anything else, but since they're so revolved around fishing, like not only does since they're a micro influencer mean they probably have better engagement with their audience, but a micro influencer that's very niche towards a certain vertical, if your product is in that vertical, like those not only get the best engagement, but usually just the conversion rate on their audience is just
Hmm.
miles higher than bigger influencers. So I think that's like another factor to keep in mind is like if you can find an influencer that's very aligned with your niche and a
Hmm.
micro influencer and find a lot of them, like that's usually a really, really great way to get traffic and customers. Um, and then what you mentioned about influencers actually using your product, I mean, it so depends. Like, you know, there's people who just want a cash grab and they'll just promote anything, of course. I think those are the ones that usually have the lower engagement audiences and will drive less conversions. And then there's influencers that are very selective about what they're promoting and they actually care and they want to try it and they want to make sure they actually love it, or maybe they're already a customer of it and then they want to promote it.
Hmm.
So, you know, obviously if you could do what you can to weed out the people who are just selling out to anyone who reaches out to them and only working with the influencers that are very genuine, because the audiences could always tell when they're genuine or not.
Oh,
So you
totally.
obviously want to work, yeah, you want to work with those that are like really only promoting stuff that they actually believe in.
Yeah, and some influencers are really good about that. I mean, it's the same with any actor who's doing a commercial or something like that. You can tell which ones are very selective of the products that they promote because they actually believe in them. Yeah, no, I think that's very fascinating. In the past, Noah, you founded a digital marketing agency with more of an emphasis on building websites for subscription-based e-commerce brands. What made you pivot to this affiliate marketing space with Social Snowball?
Yeah, so I mean that agency was, you know, I mentioned like before building Social Snowball, I was building my own stores and helping other brands build stores. So
Mm-hmm.
that agency was kind of just helping brands with, I mean, websites was a huge piece of it, but it was also a lot of like paid ads and affiliate programs. We were kind of just
Mm-hmm.
helping e-commerce stores scale essentially. It was like a pretty standard like paid ads, e-commerce, you know, paid ads and customer acquisition focused e-commerce agency. And you know, the reason I pivoted is, you know, I was using a lot of the, you know, what are now our competitors, like a lot of the existing affiliate softwares in the e-commerce space. And, you know, I was using them for my own stores. I was using them at this agency when we would help other brands launch affiliate and ambassador programs. And we kept running into the same issues with every software, and none of them really had kind of solved these very simple, what seemed to me like very simple problems. One of them, which we talked about, was like affiliate onboarding. Another huge one at the time was affiliate payments. It was very manual to pay influencers. You had to, you know, use PayPal and like collect their PayPal emails beforehand or send like manual bank wires. And regardless, it was just like a massively time consuming task. And it would be to the point where like some brands we worked with like wouldn't even want to run one of these programs because it
Mm.
was just such a nightmare of a task paying their affiliates. And then that was just when we were working with like creators and ambassadors that are reaching out to us. Like imagine how much more of a nightmare that would be for turning customers into
Oh
affiliates and
yeah.
having to pay like everyone like just a tiny amount for referring one or two friends here or there. So we just realized that like there were a couple like really low hanging fruit wins for these affiliate softwares that none of them are going after that would again enable them to kind of take over this new market of the modern affiliates of influencers and ambassadors, not like the legacy affiliates of publishers, which I think a lot of their products are still focused around. So, you know, that's kind of, you know, after being on that merchant side of the e-commerce world for about 5 years, that's, you know, I was already kind of looking for my next adventure and my next project. And after kind of, you know, I was really into building these affiliate programs, but these problems were just so loud and it created so many problems that it kind of just at one point just get, you know, I had some sort of light bulb moment where I was like, okay, wait, something needs to be built here. And that's, you know, when I was like, okay, this could be my next project.
Mm-hmm. No, that's awesome. Um, and now having been in both camps a little bit, I'm curious, at least in the past 4 years, what has the growth been like for affiliate marketing and influencer marketing compared to kind of more traditional marketing agency methods, if you have enough experience to be able to tell kind of the difference? Because I know you have to in affiliate marketing keep track of trends and stuff like that, obviously. So I'm curious what sort of growth between the two you may have seen.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the growth of affiliate and influencer as like a channel for e-commerce has been legitimately explosive.
Yeah.
And I think it's very straightforward why I think brands are trying to become less dependent on paid ads for all of their traffic. So brands that were traditionally very heavily relying on Facebook and Google, which is still the majority of brands, but maybe they were only relying on Facebook and Google. They
Mm-hmm.
kind of started to realize, after iOS 14 and after there's random CPM spikes or like their, cards get charged extra one day and they like need to fight with Facebook for a refund. I think brands started to realize that they really don't own these acquisition channels and they really don't have control over Facebook's algorithm or Google's algorithm, and things could change and they could one day become not profitable and then the next day be profitable again. And there's
Mm-hmm.
very little control they have over it. So what's really cool about affiliate and influencer, and I think the main reason why it's been exploding is because it is one of the very few owned customer acquisition channels where brands do have full control. So let's say you have an affiliate list of 1,000 affiliates between your ambassadors and your influencers, let's just say, and those are the sources of traffic and customer acquisition. You have full control over removing someone from your program if you want. You have full control over adding someone new. You have full control over changing someone's commission, which is essentially changing, the bid for the cost per acquisition in a Facebook ad. You could change that for an affiliate's commission if you want to give them a higher commission if they've been doing really well, or you want to give them a lower commission. Whatever you want to do, you have full control over that channel. You own that channel. It's like owning an email or SMS list, like as an owned retention channel.
Mm-hmm.
Affiliate is one of the very, very few owned customer acquisition channels. And I think when brands realize, like, hey, I can maybe not acquire 60% of my customers from this yet, but I could acquire 10, 20, 30% of new customers from affiliates if I really put focus and effort into it. And that's a channel that is never going to leave because I own it, and it's never going to change one day or get shut down because of some privacy law. Like, I own this channel. Brands realized how incredibly powerful that is. And I think,
Mm-hmm.
even the brands that aren't generating 10, 20, 30% of their revenue from it, they're still testing around with it because they understand how valuable it is once they are able to crack that.
What I'm curious. I was just thinking about your name, honestly. Where did Social Snowball come from?
So, it was just like the classic, I whipped out a Google Doc and I started just throwing out names on there. I wanted the name to capture the sense of like just growing by itself. Like, because the whole thing with Social Snowball, and especially when we first launched, is like, you can turn your customers into affiliates, they'll refer their friends, and those customers will become affiliates, and like everyone's joining the program, everyone's referring friends. It's just kind of something that grows on autopilot. So I
Mm-hmm.
was playing around with things like um Snowball, obviously, because it, like,
Mm-hmm.
snowballs, Domino,
Mm-hmm.
Wildfire, Virus. Thankfully I didn't choose that one. Um
Well, that's
and
kind of like pyramid, I mean, it's like it works like a pyramid, but you don't want to put pyramid in the front of your idea either because people will,
well, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I guess like we don't do any MLM or anything like that, but we
yeah.
definitely wanted to capture the fact that like this can grow. This is a growth channel that can grow by itself, and like there's again few that can. So we wanted to really capture that in the name. So I really liked Snowball, and then it kind of came down to domain availability at one point. So
Mhm.
snowball.com.co.io, etc. were all taken. And so I started thinking, okay, it's what is making this grow by itself, what is making this customer acquisition tool grow by itself. And it's social, whether that's social media, whether that's
Mhm.
sharing with a friend.
Mhm.
It is a social commerce platform. So we started thinking of the name Social Snowball, and then we had the .io domain available, so I went for it.
I love it. That's wicked cool. What's next for you guys? I mean, what is the snowball effect for Social Snowball? Are there any big projects you're working on next 5 to 10 years? Where do you expect to be?
Yeah, totally. So, to talk about the more immediate future, we have like a really, really cool UI update coming out that I'm excited about. Our current interface is still the first version of our interface that we launched 3 years ago, and we never gave it like a full facelift. So we totally re-engineered everything, like rethought our information architecture, all of our UX, and built a really nice interface. And we're releasing that like this week or next week. So that's really exciting. And then bigger picture, like Social Snowball, our current product is definitely the best in market for affiliate marketing and
Mm-hmm.
customer referral marketing. Like that's what we started with. That's what we knew really well. That's what we were solving problems for. That were problems that we felt, in my own personal e-commerce days, like, and so we really knew what problems to go after, and the markets loved it. And, that's been a great step one. The bigger picture is we definitely want to ship additional standalone products underneath the Social Snowball brand that are all complementary to each other and all still focused around partnership marketing for e-commerce. We're never going to branch to like analytics or paid ads or anything. We will always be around ambassador, influencer, creator, referral, etc. But, affiliate marketing, maybe it's the most important one, I would definitely say, because it is what drives revenue and customer acquisition, and that's really important. But to have a successful affiliate program, there's a lot of other products that can support that. For example, discovering new influencers. How are you finding new
Sure.
influencers to partner with? Right now we have the ability to turn customers into affiliates, and we have really good management tools for the influencers that you already find. But what if you need to find new ones? Like right now, we don't have a product for that. So that's like one example of like new standalone products that we're working on that we're going to ship underneath the Social Snowball brand, so that we could support these brands on every part of their partnership marketing stack. So you don't have to use one tool for affiliate, one tool for discovering influencers, one
Mm-hmm.
tool for whatever else there is. So that's essentially what we're gonna, with the bigger term, like longer term vision is.
I like that. That stuff sounds exciting. Creating influencers when you need them. Um,
Yes.
Before we wrap up, Noah, I always ask my guests the same last question. Essentially, in the e-commerce space, it can be very high anxiety, stress inducing, and it requires a healthy amount of work-life harmony. I've found
Totally.
because you're on the clock 24/7. So I'm curious, Noah, what are some of your hobbies and interests that you practice to ensure good mental health and work-life harmony?
Great question. So I think like for me, I just have some non-negotiables in my life
Hmm.
that are not work related. And I just like, I mean, of course, like sometimes I'm traveling and there's like little things like I'm not like perfect with this, but like I will go to the gym or exercise to some extent every day. So,
Hmm.
like that just really resets my mind. If I can't get to the gym, and maybe if it's on a weekend, I'll go for a run or go for a hike. It doesn't need to be anything crazy, but just like to have some alone time where I'm exercising and just kind of alone in my thoughts definitely like resets me a bit.
Mhm.
Especially if I could like make it into like a steam room or sauna, like it really just like helps my mind just reset, honestly. So that's like, it's just an example. Like I think it's important to have non-negotiables that will make you feel good, even
Mhm.
if you're really stressed. And they could be different for everybody. For some people, maybe it's like meditation or journaling or yoga. And for me, I think exercise is just like kind of that. It's just what keeps me grounded and resets my mind. And then beyond that, I do have hobbies. Like I love anything outdoors in the ocean specifically. Love fishing and boating and
Oh, that's
water
cool.
sports. That I love paddleboarding. So that's the kind of stuff I'll do for
Mhm.
fun. Obviously, spending time with friends and family and all that stuff too. But yeah, I think it's just for mental health, for me at least, I'll notice if I go like a while without um working out, like I
Mhm.
definitely start to get annoyed more easily and stressed more easily. And then I'm like,
Mhm.
wait, when's the last time I went to the gym? And if it's been a while, I'm like, oh, that explains that.
Mhm. And sometimes it's just that time that you got to take a step back and just check in on yourself. And that's kind of what the gym and working out is kind of a catalyst for, is just an ability to kind of reflect a little bit on how you actually are. Have you ever been wakeboarding?
Yeah, actually, I did once, and it was a ton of fun. But I'm not like
Yeah.
an expert by any means. Yeah.
I love it, man. As soon as you said outdoor sports and mentioning, things with motors outside, wakeboarding is
Yes.
is a blast. I absolutely love it. Um, Noah, thank you for coming on the show. Glad we finally got to do this, and good luck to you in Social Snowball, my friend.
Dude, thank you very much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.